If you slept in on January 1st and maybe you ended up just going for a walk and not getting in your workout, you can still be batshit consistent for all of 2026. Because it's not about what you choose to do the first week of January or even all of January. It's about what you choose to do consistently over time that actually matters. You could get up at 5 a.m. the first week of January and do meditation and breath work, do your gratitude, go for a walk, get in a workout, all before 9 a.m. You could say no to the bread that's on your counter. You could skip the chocolate chip banana bread that's in your fridge that you are honestly really craving with a hot cup of tea. And you can be in bed by 9 p.m. every single day for the first week of January. But God forbid, come February, you don't get one part of your routine. Maybe you end up sleeping in. You didn't do your gratitude. You didn't do your meditation. Maybe you skipped the gym. You are going to freak out thinking you're doing something wrong. And it's actually that which is going to make you inconsistent. Not the fact that you slept in, not the fact that you didn't do your habits perfectly, but it's you believing that you messed up, you believing that you failed. It's the guilt, it's the shame, it's the judgment that's actually going to make you inconsistent. You have to let go of the perfectionist mindset because anybody can go balls to the wall come January, right? Everything needs to be perfect. I got to skip the bread. I got to say no to the banana bread. I have to get up at 5 a.m. I need to go to bed at 9 p.m. And it's great to have habits. It's great to have high standards for yourself. But there's a very big difference between having high standards for yourself and having this perfectionist mindset where if you don't do one part of your routine, you feel like you failed. You have to tap into your intuition and be more intentional because it's not just about checking off the boxes, right? Like you could say that you went for a walk, but the whole time you didn't even want to be on the walk and you just got home and you're like, okay, check mark, I went for my walk. Versus going for your walk, feeling the cool air on your skin, putting on one of your favorite podcasts or playlists or trainings, looking at the beauty outside of you, and actually getting the benefit out of it. It's not about just do the habit. It's about being intentional. It's not about just meditate. It's let's be intentional. It's not just do the gratitude. It's when you're actually saying the gratitude, you feel something. So, moving into 2026, I want you to let go of your perfectionist mindset and recognize that there's more than one way to get your habits done. But right now you have this vision. You have this vision of the time that you need to wake up, the time that you need to go to bed, the habits that you want to get done in a day, but you're so unrealistic. You expect yourself to do 27 things in a day. And when you don't get a few things done, again, you feel like you failed. You feel like you messed up. But it's not that you failed, it's that you were just unrealistic with what you were able to accomplish in a day. And God, I'm telling you right now, you are not lazy for not being able to get everything done. You're just a human that can only get so many habits and routines done in a day. Sometimes you have to recognize that what you think is the wrong thing to do is actually the best thing for you. And what I mean by this is, let's say, for example, you slept in one morning and you didn't work out. You think, I failed, I messed up, I shouldn't have done that. But your body needed to sleep in. And as a result of you sleeping in because you listened to your intuition, you had way more energy that day. You made it the most nourishing lunch and breakfast for yourself because you actually had the energy to do so. And you ended up going for a lovely walk later on that maybe you wouldn't have gone on if you were so exhausted because you forced yourself to get up early to go to the gym. It's not about go to the gym. It's about being intentional. So if you were to wake up early, be so exhausted, and just say that you went to the gym, but you were so exhausted the whole time, you're literally not even getting a benefit out of it. It would have been better if you let yourself sleep in because that's what your body was actually looking for. Now, again, this is not about making excuses for yourself. This is about meeting your needs. So you're not someone to make excuses. Someone to make excuses is like, I have the energy. I'm not tired. I just don't want to go. Oh, but like I have to put on my running shoes and I got to get ready and I don't want to go. That's more of an excuse versus I'm actually genuinely pretty tired right now. So you know what? I'm going to go for a walk instead of go to the gym. Or I'm going to sleep in this morning because that's what my body needs. You think that that's the wrong thing. You think that you're messing up when actually that could be the greatest thing that your body is actually looking for. And this is why you have to rewire your brain. You have to rewire your brain to see that there's more than one way to get your habits done. It's not about being perfect, it's about being realistic. And when you're more realistic, you can actually get the habits done and the benefit that comes with those habits. Because I've been to a yoga studio when I was literally half asleep, so exhausted. I didn't get anything out of that yoga class. My physical body was just there. My physical body was just there. There was no benefit. Then when you go to a yoga class and you actually have the energy, you're in the right minds, the right headspace. It's like you can actually let your body relax. There's nothing worse than going to a yoga class and you're exhausted. Or you're trying to go to a yoga class and you're thinking about all the habits that you didn't get done and all the things that you still have to get done. You're not physically there. Or it's like you're physically there, but you're mentally, you're somewhere else. And that's not beneficial either. So you have to actually be more realistic with your habits. Take the pressure off of yourself to have these next few weeks look perfect. I know January 1st, New Year's, it's really easy to be like, okay, gotta skip the bread. I gotta get up at this time. I gotta go to bed at this time. I need to get in my walk. I gotta go to the workout class. I gotta do all of these things. And yes, move your body. Take care of yourself. But not to the point where you feel like if you don't do one part of your routine, you failed and you messed up. The people who are the most consistent with their habits and routines, they don't have the perfectionist mindset. They have realistic expectations. Yes, they have high standards for themselves. Yes, they don't make excuses, but they're also flexible. If they're tired one morning, they will let themselves sleep in without guilt. Yes, they go to the gym. Yes, they move their body. Yes, they, go to bed early. They prioritize their sleep. They are intentional. But they don't beat themselves up if one morning they sleep in. They actually see it as, you know what? That's what my body needed. One night, they went to bed a little bit later. They don't beat themselves up. They were like, you know what? I had fun. I was watching Love is Blind with my husband. Or I was watching The Bachelor. I was watching a comedy show with my husband. And you know what? It was the greatest night. You can have high standards for yourself. You can have the habits and routines that you want to get done. And also be flexible. So this is not you being lazy. This is not you letting yourself go. This is not you having high standards for yourself. No, you have high standards. You don't make excuses. But what you gotta work on is releasing the perfectionist mindset. Because it's okay if you don't do the gratitude today. You can do it tomorrow. But right now you said, oh, I wasn't able to do my gratitude today. And then how you eat is impacted by what you didn't do with your routines. So because you didn't do your gratitude this morning, you feel bad, and then you end up overeating later on. It's because you feel like you did something wrong. Compared to, I wasn't able to do my gratitude today, but you know what I did do? I went for the walk, or I did my meditation. And then you continue your day, and then tomorrow, it is a brand new day. How you eat is how you eat. How you eat should not be impacted based off your habits and routines that you did or you didn't do. Because if you base how you eat off of your routines, this is when overeating happens, binge eating happens. Oh, I wasn't able to go to the gym today. Well, whatever. I'm just going to have way more cookies. I didn't do my gratitude today. And you know what? There's actually not even a point of going for the walk. So I'm just going to stay at home and, oh, right, I'm just going to go finish the loaf of the bread that's on the counter. How you eat is how you eat. Your habits are separate from that. It's not because you didn't do one part of your habit that you had a bad day. It's not, let go of even like, I had a good day and a bad day, because like, what is a good day? I could say I had a good day because I went for a walk today. And somebody's like, yeah, but I went for a walk, but I didn't do my workout, so it wasn't a good day. So let go of it was a good day, it was a bad day, because if you think it's a good day because you did one part of your routine, then you're going to be like, well, I have to eat good because I did good with my routines. Now I have to eat good. And then if you didn't do one part of your routine and you feel like, oh, I did bad, well, then you're going to eat, quote unquote, bad foods. So this is your reminder, with it being a brand new year, let go of the perfectionist mindset. Because if you try to be so perfect all of January, you're going to burn yourself out. And come February, you're not going to be able to keep up. And you're going to feel even worse because you had this long streak of trying really hard to stay so committed to every single habit. And then you weren't able to come February because you're so burnt out and you're going to feel really bad. I'd rather you, let's say, move your body 3 times per week consistently for a full year than trying to do something for 7 days a week, burning yourself out, and then not being consistent and then spiraling out of control because how you eat is impacted by whether you do your habits or routines and not. So goodbye to the perfectionist mindset. Walk into 2026 being flexible with your habits and routines. Still continue to have high standards for yourself. That's who you are. But watch where your mind goes when you don't get a specific habit done. It is okay. And actually, it might be the greatest thing for yourself. Sleeping in might have been the healthiest option. Vicky says, I'm trying to stop binging since 2 years. I promised to stop in 2026, but had very bad binges for 2 days. So, Vicky, this is fantastic that you are wanting to stop your binge eating. But the thing is, you can't think your way out of binge eating. So I actually did a podcast episode on this, on the Ditch Decade Diets podcast. And I said, in 2018, I said to myself, I so badly want to stop binge eating. I didn't stop. Because just saying to yourself, okay, don't do it, I'm going to promise, that doesn't do anything to your brain. That doesn't eliminate your urges. That doesn't actually rewire your brain. So you actually have to take different action steps if you want a different result. And so being positive and be like, I'm going to do this, I promise myself, is great. But you can't make a promise to yourself to not give in to your urges if your urges are still really intense. You have to get rid of them. And that's what makes it so much easier for you to actually have your binge-free year. And by the way, I'm doing a free 3-day masterclass. I'm not sure if you signed up for it. Next week, I'm doing a free 3-day masterclass where I'm walking you through how to make 2026 your binge-free year, but with actual tangible tools of rewiring your brain, eliminating your urges, having a rock solid badass mindset, focusing on freedom of choice, not food freedom and just eating whatever you want. So you're going to want to get inside. It's completely free and it's happening starting next week. Hey, Jordan. Ditch Decade Diets podcast. That's the name of the podcast. Ditch Decade. All right, badasses. So let go of this perfectionist mindset. Yes, be intentional about your habits. Yes, be mindful. But don't beat yourself up if the vision you have in your head about your habits and routines doesn't match your reality. Take it one day at a time. Every single day might look different. And you will get to a point where, I'm at right now. It's like, I always say, I don't think, I just do. I don't think about how I feel. I'm going to go for a walk because it's going to benefit me. But if my body is saying, I'm tired one day, I listen to it. If it's like I'm consistent with my workouts, I'm consistent with going to my yoga studio. But if there's one day where I'm just like, I'm not feeling it, I will listen to my body, but you're not making an excuse. You're just being intentional. You're actually listening to your body, and there's a very big difference. You think you're being lazy. You are the furthest thing from being lazy. You're not being productive. You are listening to your body, and that is the greatest gift you can actually give to yourself. And because you didn't go to the workout class because your body was tired, you actually prevented yourself from binging later on tonight. If you would have forced yourself to go, you would have been burnt out, and you would have probably came home and eating like crazy because you're just burnt out and exhausted. You have to listen to your intuition and your body. It is the greatest gift you can give yourself. So, thank you guys for being here. Again, if you haven't yet joined the free 3-day masterclass, your binge-free year, be sure to join it. 3 days next week. I'm walking you through how to make 2026 the year you become binge-free through rewiring your brain and eliminating your urges, focusing on freedom of choice over food freedom, and how to have a rock-solid, badass mindset. At what point do you need professional help? Honestly, clients come to me at all different stages. But I don't know about you, but it's if you feel like what you're doing isn't normal, you just got to ask yourself, do you want to keep doing that? Do you want to still be thinking about food? Do you want to still, I don't know your situation, but it's do you still want to be using food for comfort or having food thoughts? There's not this is the point you need to get help. It's everybody's different. Some people are I've been doing this for 40 years. I think it's time to get help. And other people are I've recognized this is not normal and I'm going to get help right away. So everybody comes to me at different stages. It really just depends. And, I think it's just asking yourself, what's the quality of life that you want to be living for yourself? For me personally, it's I thought about having children one day and I was we need to tackle this ASAP, because there's no way I'm bringing a child into this world and I'm thinking about food and I'm feeling controlled by food that just wasn't going to be a thing. So, I tackled it right away. So everybody comes to me at different stages. It just depends on the quality of life that you're wanting to live. All right, badasses, I cannot wait to see you next week for the 3-day masterclass on how to make 2026 your binge-free year. Be sure you are registered and signed up, and have the most beautiful rest of your day, you guys. Okay, bye guys.